Okay, Vincent Pitts, I'm back. I want to go over the second strategy, which is similar to what the 30 225K program is all about. What I mean is, I want you to the concept is what's important. Everything we're going to talk about in these seven strategies has to do with real estate. So the foundation is real estate. So don't forget that. It's all real estate. What I'm going to do is teach you the strategies that are successful right now. 5, 6, 7, 8 years from now, they may not be the strategy to use, but right now they are, as a result of the chaos that was created during the 2007, 2011 real estate, I'll call it debacle. Everything went down, everything went flat, Wall Street almost fell over, and Uncle Sam had to bail everybody out except the poor. So that's the reality. So this is what these strategies have come out of those who were pushed up against a wall and had to find a way to stay afloat, maintain profitability, keep from going into foreclosure, and come up with a way legally to help people maintain their homes. So this is just a few of them that we've come up with to solve the problem. And when you look at the site, it will simply say, this is what's available. And the great thing about this program is that buy and hold is simply a strategy that we think is best. The client renovates the property. And here's the best thing about it. You can sell this type of, you can provide this kind of strategy on a buy hold under a contract for deed, lease with option to buy, and both strategies are great. The client renovates the property. They pay the taxes, they pay the insurance, they pay anything that's responsible for the property. One of the things I do not do, I do not rent never again. Let me take that slower. I will never rent again. I've come to the conclusion that I can't deal with the 3 T's. Tenants, trash, and toilets. Meaning, I want to be like the bank. I give you a mortgage, you get the house, you fix it up, you cut the grass, you shovel the snow. If it needs repairs, you go to Home Depot and solve the problem. You don't call me. The only reason I would call you is because you're behind. Other than that, you will not hear from me. That's the position I want you to be in. At the same token, looking at, since they're responsible, once we decide what program we give them, they don't decide. We decide what program best fits our position because it's my money and you're selling my money to someone who's going to qualify, but I will decide if we choose either contract for deed or lease with option to buy. So it's not a decision for them. It's not up for debate. I've decided. This is what's going to happen. Therefore, you're looking at, once that decision is made, you're looking at, they basically pay their benefit or pay their installment note for the 1 or 2 years until they refinance, or pay it for the whole 10 years and I'll just get richer, including you. Same token, you're looking at, this is a popular real estate exit strategy for those looking to build equity. And one of the other benefits that's involved here is, there's a lot more in here that I'm actually saying, and I'm moving kind of fast. But when you have a portfolio, you should always include income as the major component of your real estate portfolio. You cannot flip houses forever, but you can earn a check forever. I'm currently 63 years old. I don't feel like swinging a hammer. I don't feel like climbing on the roof anymore. I don't feel like climbing in a hole trying to connect some wires. I did that 30 years ago. I'm not doing that ever. I'm not saying I'm too good to do it. I'm saying I'm too old. That's my reality. So I'm a realist. I can do some of it, but I can't do it 8, 10 hours a day like I used to. Won't happen. So I got to use this, and I use this, and the heaviest thing I want to pick up is this ink pen. So the reality is, as you become more proficient, you will see that it is far more beneficial for your health and your back to basically follow this particular strategy. And I simply suggest to people that if you actually use this strategy, it will benefit you in the long run. The buy and hold strategy is probably what I use the most. For every 3 to 5 properties I buy, 70% of them are buy and hold. I want the income. I like to travel. I have a tenaciousness of jumping on a plane, going to the Philippines at least 3 or 4 times a year. And I'll get into that another time, but my reason is that I have an office there. I have employees there. I talk to them every day. They do all my social media, and I have someone very special there that I want to see. Therefore, I set my business up that I can run everything from this laptop, and all I need is an internet connection. Laptop business. That's what I want. Therefore, if that's what you're dreaming of, that's what you want to do, set that as a goal and I'll help you get there. Therefore, when you're looking at the idea of accumulating wealth, you're also looking at, you may get to the point where you may need something called a 1031 exchange, which is an instrument used to shelter money from paying taxes. But that's down the road once you get a couple of $1 million. But I just want to let you know that this is what people do once they accumulate enough wealth and they set up their own monopoly. Nothing wrong with playing Monopoly. It's accumulating all the real estate on the board. Do the same thing in the city of Chicago. Accumulate all the properties on the block on your board. So, when you're looking at this process and what we're using, it's simply a win-win. A person gets a house that couldn't get a financing through a bank. You provided them a house. You gave them a term of 10 years. They basically pay the utility bills. They pay the taxes, insurance. They pay you a note. They also live with the fact that you gave them this house at 11% interest, which we tell them, this rate is high. Your function is to fix your credit, and we have a resource for that so that you can refinance in 12 months to 24 months to get out of this high interest rate I'm giving you. That's your motivation to get out. It's high. If I gave it to you low, you'd stay forever. If I create pain, you'll move. Therefore, I want people to know that the rate that's being offered is based on the investor's desire to get richer. And I tell people that. I do not bite my tongue. We're doing this and we're telling people up front, you could do better, but today is not that day. Therefore, you want a house and you're tired of paying rent, consider the 3225K program as a vehicle and a stepping stone to your next property. The next session will be going into something called seller financing, but I hope you enjoyed this segment of what we call the 3225K program.